the primary difference between Dutch fans and French fans is that French fans have 3 or 4 legs apiece. I mean, it's really extraordinary. They're like more like crustaceans than human beings, and they have these chitinous insectoid carapaces, or maybe that was just all the drinking. Everyone has been absolutely lovely. The Dutch were lovely, the French were lovely. I'm going to be boring and say that the British, for the most part, have been lovely, for the most part. Some of them have been intrusive and done mean things to me. No, everyone has been absolutely fantastic and hospitable, and hospitable. I'm tired, and I'm sure that part of that stems from the fact that they're all going out of their way to be nice to me. But it's illusionary or not, it's been splendid the whole time. Everyone has been fun and enthusiastic and outgoing and very receptive at all points. I did like the original UK cover for the book, and I liked the American treatment of the same cover. But I was really looking forward to the Rogelon people and what they were going to eventually come up with. Just because I looked at their website and I'd seen what they'd done with just sort of the general look and feel and the trade dress of everything they do, and so I was very eager to see what they were going to come up with, and I was not disappointed. It's an absolutely beautiful cover, you know, so beautiful that that Simon stole it essentially for himself, had to have it and put it on a British cover. And in its British edition, with the slight modifications he requested, not that I dislike the French cover, I adore it. It's fantastic. But I honestly think that the new British mass market paperback is an utterly lovely book. It's one of the best covers I've ever seen, and my name is on it. And I had nothing to do with the cover, so I can say this without being egotistical. It's fantastic. A literary experience, the likes of which you have never conceived of in your wildest fantasies. It can only be described as a volcano for the intellect, exploding within your awareness of what literature was previously aware of. And you thought I was bad at the pub. What you can expect is essentially a fantasy novel that will essentially taste like a historical novel or a crime novel if you are not, if you don't consider yourself to be a particularly avid fantasy reader. It sort of lowers you into the events of the novel a bit more gently than you might expect, a bit like a frog in water slowly being boiled until the fantasy elements have caught up with you. And this is what I hear from my editors as well. So this is not entirely me pulling this out of my ass. It's a fantasy crime revenge thriller, more or less. It's about confidence tricksters attempting to do terribly clever things, being interrupted by people who are more clever than themselves and more murderous. And that is essentially what you can expect. Hopefully, a multi-layered, shifting, complex piece of Nobel and Pulitzer Prize-worthy material. But if you don't get that, you will hopefully get something fairly entertaining. Well, it continues the story begun in The Lies of Locke Lamora, picks it up a couple of years after, and follows the adventures of the surviving characters from the first novel. Whoops, that was a spoiler. What happens to them after the events of the first novel, how they attempt to sort of put their life back together and get back on track after the devastation of the first novel, as it were. It is in a similar vein. It is another con artist story, but it is the elements are quite different. It takes place in a different city. There's a large casino gambling element, and there is a heavy element of nautical adventure. Roughly half the book is spent at sea, literally. Pardon me? Oh, I'm supposed to say pirates. Pirates, for some reason, are very marketable this coming year. So pirates. Yes, it has a very a very eclectic and colorful pirate crew of fantasy pirates that the main characters fall in with and spend a great deal of time with. So in conclusion, pirates, 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 pirates. The Bastards and the Knives, as Simon wants to call it, is going to be hopefully an omnibus edition of 2 novellas that I've been commissioned to do for an American small press. It will encompass 2 shorter novels, sort of a prequel to the lives of Locke Lamora, telling how one very important element of the con that drives that novel was secured by them. They had to go out and fetch something particularly important beforehand. I had no intention of ever doing this, but someone suggested it, and the idea just sort of grew. The first one is actually called The Mad Baron's Mechanical Attic, and the second one is called The Choir of Knives. And if Simon gets his way, they'll be released in one slim volume at some point in the next decade. And they will not rewrite history whatsoever. They are not a chronological step backwards. Well, they are a chronological step backwards. They're not. Dub over this with something clever and interesting. Maybe some subtitles at this point. At this point, Mr. Lynch burst into French, and we couldn't follow him. They don't represent a 6-year pause in the ongoing series itself. They just represent sort of a lark that I followed for a little while.
Will there be pirates?
Sadly, no. There will be no pirates in these novellas.
I'm not interested then.
None. Yeah, you suck, Mark. Technical definition of a gentleman bastard is that you have to be orphaned, more or less, and you have to be young, and you have to live in the fictional city of Camor, and your life has to be nasty, brutish, miserable, and short, and you have to get essentially stolen from your little urchin's life and trained to be even more of a thief and a con artist than you already are by a slightly kindly elderly con artist. If you can manage all of these things, then congratulations, you probably are a gentleman bastard. And you are also a fictional character in a book I wrote. So I am by no means addressing you. In real life, what I suggest is drinking a great deal and spending money on my books. That makes you a gentleman bastard. Male or female, it's an inclusive term.